forecast plan is another method of configuring commodity flow through the network, similar to the nomination plan that we covered in a previous tutorial. You can think of the forecast plan as the strategic approach to material movement in the system, and the nomination plan as more of a tactical approach. So let's get started. First, we'll need to create a forecast plan. And similar to the structure of the nomination plan, we will then create a child of a forecast source, followed by a grandchild of a forecast detail. So first, let's create the child of a forecast source. And for organizational purposes, let's rename these to forecast plan and forecast source 1. Now we can start configuring our forecast source. So we'll start with the priority. We'll leave it at first priority. Custom transport we'll leave for now. Inflow. Let's set this one to feeder 1 and have it stop at final destination 2. The commodity, we'll go with Cold Lake, and the shipper, BP. Now, the transport fraction is the percentage of material that is permitted to travel through the system organized by composition of gas, oil, and water. In this case, we want all of the material to be transported, therefore we'll leave everything at 100%. So let's move on to creating a forecast detail, where we will rename it forecast detail. An average rate is assigned on a daily basis that is then projected to the course of the entire month. So, since our simulation starts in October of 2019, we'll select the 1st of October 2019, but notice how only the month and year are left in the field. So from here, we have our configuration to assign the average rate of material delivery that is then projected for the month. Since we are delivering oil, let's start with a monthly rate of 2,400 barrels of oil per day. That will then be projected for the course of the entire month of October. And since our model is configured for barrels per hour, we should see the rate on the canvas at 100 barrels per hour. We'll leave the other composition items of gas, condensates, and water alone for this time. So let's save. And let's create a second child. So we'll name this one forecast source 2. Make it second priority. Give it the inflow of feeder 2. And a destination, a final destination 1. Give it the commodity SSX. And the shipper Shell. We want to transport all of the material. So we'll create a forecast detail. Rename it. And we'll assign it the next month of November 2019. And this rate will give it twice the rate, so 4,800 barrels per day. So again, the number entered here creates a total volume for the month based on the daily rate and the number of days in the month. And the plan must finish the volume of the first forecast detail before moving on to the second. So let's save our model. And before moving on to the standalone engine, let's disable our nomination plans. Now that we've loaded our scenario on the front page of the standalone engine, let's run last scenario to enable all of the changes that we've made in the cloud-based platform of SimOpti. As you can see, for the month of October, it's following the forecast plan of delivering at a rate of 100 barrels per hour from feeder 1 to final destination 2. And if we speed the simulation up, now that we've hit November, the forecast plan is now executing with forecast detail number 2, with feeder 2 feeding final destination 1. And now that December has rolled around, although the forecast details have stopped supplying, the tanks are still depleting their resources to the destinations.